Something's not right. This seems 25%. Hold on, I need a slight adjustment. Give me a second. Oh. Okay, is it normal for this then? Let's see. Oh, I see now. It's my checkup just crashed for some reason. Give me a second though. So, hello there everyone, this is Orange of the Witch here, and here we continue playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The reason why you see wrong, I think it's my capture card just literally just crashed for some reason. Yeah, exactly, it crashes. I need to plug in. Give me a sec. I need to prepare. This CPU will gonna shot up to 20% if I plug it on though. Right, give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. Talk about that. Okay, we need to find a way to lower it as much as we can. Yeah, I don't like. No, it's went too lowery. It's been too much power right now. Come on, go lower. We need to go at least lower. Stable. 18.2, 18.5. It's still overheating right now. What's this 80% of one thing? Yeah, it's talking about the frames for some reason. Come on. Come on, you're joking. Okay. It equals 20%, it won't work. Oh, wow. 54%? Yep, I'm starting hearing the spot and then the static in the background. Oh no. Okay. Right, stable for this. Okay, it's working though for this then. Right, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. So hello there, this is Archer the Witch here. Witch is here, and here we continue on stream the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we'll be doing the case of the Great Ace Attorney number 2 resolved. 3. The return of the great departed soul. And we just ended on a note. Go through the trial dance for this. So without further ado, let's start right away if you have to. And to ignore you see my friend just keep jumping up to 55 to 60 for the. Wait, why the hell are you jumping to 20% CPU? You're joking. Can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in the court. I'll put in full blast for my power. Means there's just full cooling mode for this. Come on, where's the settings, Sterling? Maybe I just need to lower the quality of my stream a little bit. Reset, go slower. Tuning high quality. Okay. Okay, now it's back to normal though. The cause is just Lee streaming the high preset for this. Okay, so now we can start then. So, well then, I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was allowed to work in the court. And here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Oh, good.
Mr. Harrow.
Good morning, Professor Harebride.
I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. Now it's reverses. He's off the charts now. I don't feel like it. It's crushing me.
I feel it every time I'm here, but that's gravity. That's gravity.
Well, this is his highest court, though. Are you telling me he's fit in some kind of device to control air pressure?
I think he's probably all in the mind, though.
Yes, well, you won't let me know, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I can't get you in today's trial, though. To save my life. Let's take it a super high voltage instantaneous kinetic machine being made public.
Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I had to establish the explosion 2 days ago, but it's nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, nothing to worry about, really. Just whip a veil, then. My commissioner, Naruhodo. Oh, I think I forget it was Mr. Board, I forget his name. I'm gonna leave like this now. My commemoration, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Oh, it's Holmes. Wait, that's Holmes. I want to see. I said it the wrong one. I want to see. Why, this, my commemoration said, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have a lumber with the most tiresome case here. Mr. Holmes, I didn't expect to see you here.
It's me, Riverdale. You've been alone home with Harley. Let's see me not have to wake him. Is it? Are you? Sherlock Holmes?
Indeed, sir. And I am he. Sherlock Holmes. I know that what's. Cannot say that though.
I heard about his social exploit while living in Germany. Oh yes, the Red Magazine in selling Germany too. Smith Don was some lie. He dashed out the silver blaze was wonderful.
Ah, yes, sir. Remember a case indeed. The Cosmovian snake, though, I seem to recall.
No, it was a speck of ban.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, though. Do appreciate your support, though. Well, then, I'm sorry to disappoint you, then, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay, though. Oh. I'm an urgent message with my spell here. You mean your waxwork shop? No, not the waxwork reduction of cost. The man has engaged my services, so. Ah, so you're trying to get them all this rouser note, aren't you? The week's gauge depends on it, as it doesn't return to the waxwork naturally. All such are not to give my undivided attention. Well, no mind then, I understand though. Of course, with my skill observation and reasoning, some of the men will be easy to probably apply. I'll still return the forthwith then. For until I solve the case, though, I shall have no money to afford any pie of any description.
Ooh, can you want to give you full attention, oh Hurley?
Quite Iris, quite but life is filled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, though, I have a quite incentive desire for a pie. One of the universe intractable mysteries, though, you might say.
Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely. I totally understand.
It's a little starstruck around here. Well, I don't understand some things, but I wish you very best of luck there, Professor Herobrine.
Thank you.
Before there's a hurdle, I want to be here, so you please. What's this about? As you remember the grounding inside there, I feel like I'm fault to inform you though. As compelling this super high voltage instantaneous connecting hypothesis may be, practical implications as was attempted by Professor at the Great Exhibition, it's quite impossible. But Professor Say was hold on. But Professor Say was demonstrated by his assassin. Yes, it would appear that he probably believed it was.
I read Professor Bunnybrain. I'm high pitched play this way. Well, I read Professor Bunnybrain use papers about a team road out, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It couldn't probably be done with the ugly, like alone practically.
So she's completely barking out the wrong tree?
But how could experiment not supposed to be the scene effect to see?
That's contradictory.
It's that contradiction that will be the heart of the trial then. I got no doubts there.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Now, I must hurry along then. I wish you the best of luck there, my dear fellow. See you later, Hurley.
So that means Brian might be lying, or he doesn't want to fail.
Well, Looks like you're on today, Bruno. But chin up, you can do it. Oh, what about you, Iris? No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do. I see. It's gonna be a big surprise for you, though, when you find out what it is. That sounds ominous.
Counsel for the defense. Counsel for the defense and defendant. The cause about them in session. Make your way to the courtroom at once.
But we're on our way. Experiment law sciences can't possibly succeed, and a scientist who convinced it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case.
I remember this could be a long case though.
Right, 22 October, 9:10 AM, the Old Bailey courtroom.
Alright then. In the name of Majesty and the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are seen today for the public trial of the Professor Albert Heilbrine. So I now call upon the counsel, prosecution, and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
Well, the prosecutor is ready. The defense is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. It's 6 months out of practice. What's more? Right, we don't have... Now I'm without sisters on today.
Oh no, it's gonna be a hot battleground.
It's my imagination, but that's the end here feels even more oppressive than usual.
So, I must say I recollect the victim's case of all too well then, Mr. O.D. Asman.
Mr. Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only months ago that Baron Pearson got prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zeke. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury has been bribed by the sound of it, though. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go extreme lengths to keep their freedom.
Well, 2 days ago, on 21st October, Mr. Asman met his end. And the one of the Reaper, was it?
If that's how you, your lordship, would describe that divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was a direct result of an action of accused Professor Heilbrine.
Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to present the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fill your societal duty? Oh my god, hold on, I need a glass, I didn't drink, give me a sec. Oh, well then. Oh, that old man's voice. Oh dear sir, the most gratified am selected to carry out this one civic duty, my lord.
Have the man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh my gosh, oh golly, this is even my spine then. Science experiments, magic, conscious tricks, courtroom trials, they're all nothing more than performances, though.
Irish preachers call it with a fine repetition of science, deserve to be hanged.
I mean, here we say I'm on both sides and fence, and the sun on one, that's it, is it?
Wait, is that the police the one that just slept during the Spells Wax Museum? Never mind, it wasn't like this at all. Careful.
That's the police killer animal lookalike again, and he's exhausted as ever, it seems.
Now, I'm sure you're all aware then. The incident here just today tragically looked the place at the Great Exhibition shortly after this opening.
Although the death tolls have been far worse then, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless then, the dream of the scientists of the science being exhibited rapidly turned to a nightmare for the spectators.
Tragic turn for the events and such, the cry of all London, no, the whole world will be on this trial then. It's our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. So, your opinion statement, please, Lord Fenseek. Right. At the heart of the incident, though, the technology is never before demonstrated anywhere in the world. One of the scientists' latest development, I'll take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the great exhibition to improve the Britain's technological advances. Right. The technology can be demonstrated by the accused, but described as the super high voltage instantaneous kinetic. Good lord! It's designed to assemble the human beings using extremely high voltage electricity and beams them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassemble them. It's just thinking it was a possibility. Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
There might be no electricity. Oh goodness, how shocking.
Oh, the whole idea is absurd. The problems of the world will never doubt the scrutiny. Sir, I believe you're the fellow of the Royal Society, or you're not. Is that an expert in your field? I am, and my words may consider this vital. It's connected, it's a poppycock.
Some experts and Mr. Holmes are in agreement though. It's impossible.
Application videos? Let me see what's going on there. Alright, sorry about that sudden pause for about a few seconds. Alright, let's just continue on where we left off then. And what's the prosecutor's view on the matter then? The prosecutor was such that the accused instantaneous kinetic demonstration was a success. What? What? Raw? We need to prove it. Order. The professor hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government, though. It's indeed have merits, though, but substantial research grounds will make debatable. The accused make the news of the invention to build on this new hypothesis to take this Aspen's life. In order to be sole benefactor of the grant. But, wait, hold on, but... This distracted demonstration was no accident. It was a careful design from the outset to end the life of the victim. Thank you, Lord Fenseek. The prosecuting stance is clear. But you will not bring the fourth witness to substantiate your claims, sir. Right. Gladly, my lord. Bailiff, show the first witness to the stand. Oh. Tobias in here? Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Also on duty to the demonstration on the day in question, though, and in charge of the following investigations.
Yeah. Albert Hambright, the scientist.
Let's see. You were born in England, but have carried out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, yeah, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, though, I went to work in Germany and made a recent discovery. It brought me back. I had to demonstrate my credibility at the Great Exhibition.
Right. What you demonstrate is quite right there, and a crowd explosion.
The device was successful. The instantaneous kinetic works. Everyone saw it. They must have done. That was a terrible accident, but that was my pocket to succeed.
Well, the most undeniable though, the show's in protocol takes by a forensic investigation team. Must check. This must check. Hold on. What's this chain inside the crystal tower? I take it. This one appears on the exhibition, no less.
Rocks right, my lord. Seems the victim just rammed straight into it there.
I see. Very well. Submit the photograph as evidence.
Let me see. A photographic frame of this victim was taken as he suddenly been beamed to this crystal tower. It's just a apparent stab wound to the chest.
As the court heads out, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Asman. There has been a number of allegations made against the man, though, but putting him on the side there for the time being.
The man was fine as research for the experiment and demonstrated itself.
I see. To summarize the situation, though, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct, there?
Yes, sir. Exactly. Couldn't it be? The explosion was caused by some malfunctioning apparatus using a demonstration? That's right, must be it. My spawning machine. My poor spawning machine.
You saw it yesterday, didn't you?
We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to that special dispensation for the scientific.
So you mean saying, like, we can't examine the wreckage thanks to the special dispensation of the Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage? The wreckage?
What brings be the case, though? How can the facts can be established, though? How could it possibly be determined whatever it is with accident or delivery on a malicious act?
Extremely simple, my lord.
I beg your pardon.
Isn't it right? Witness. What? Sorry, me? No, not your your neighbor. Tobias.
Yes, sir. That was a murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state with complete certainty.
What? How you possibly just think that?
Thank you, Inspector. And we may proceed for the formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what ground you claim the experiment has been front for murder.
Let's see, a front for murder.
Right then. The car's been crashed into the crystal tower that has a broken neck there.
I mean, I made a miscalculation angle of the beam protection, that's all. That was my mistake.
But the false foreigner's image reveals another injury. A fatal wound. There was a lesion in the chest, but it clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart then. So it to kill before he went anywhere though. This fella was the only one who could have done it though.
Dude, do you want to do an explosion?
Extraordinary business. Indeed, just having a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Wait,
how would you get a broken neck from the explosion?
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than a Judson.
But the coroner said that will be all but instant with the wound like that though.
Saying in fact though, the victim was killed twice by the accused. No, that couldn't be further from the truth.
I have heard experiment documents was acceptable to the security team. Okay. Proceed. The victim stood there something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the crystal tower now, about 25 yards away.
The experiment did not go according to plan though, however. As the machine was put in operation, there was a large explosion though. The blast caused the beam in the transmitter to point higher than intended though. Currently though, the kinetic results in the birdcage materialistic in midair. From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the crystal tower's large round window.
Oh my word. One could say the net was broken upon impact with the tower then, right?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to happen. The machine was too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately though, the accused can't save you. No, not concerned. The drop murder weapon was pierced with the victim's heart though.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This, why? Brought this down.
The autopsy report sent by the coroner then. The prosecution will have to answer this court record, sir.
Your request is granted, counsel.
What's this? The autopsy reports of the victim, Mr. Aspen's neck was broken from the impact of the violent fall, and he was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object.
The question is, when was he stabbed, though? I was not impressed, you know. The whole ludicrous performance, though. On the person on the stage with Mr. Aspen was a disgraceful excuse for a scientist, though.
Really? My whole cousin must have been him.
Hard to think on the worst then, really. Very well. Very well, counsel. The counsel for defense, proceed to cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while.
Try and focus like. I need to press alt. I need to press everything.
Hold it!
Hold it there.
Are you suggesting that because he fell from a considerable height then?
Yes. Exactly though. Or exactly though. It's hard something else about the whole rum business though.
What's that? The fact that the instantaneous connecting itself was a success then. Oh.
After explosion though, the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in Erden. Although the experiment ended in disaster though, the so-called instantaneous connectors did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor. What was the cause of the fatal disaster? How do you make a mind with calculation? The angle means section that's all it is right now.
I wanted to see that English rap. That's the paper. I want to see a sketch.
Sketch originally he puts the beam here, but due to the explosion he went up here.
We need to figure what the hell is this.
What the hell is these?
Wait. That's a crossbow, right? Where's the stop one? Let's see. Average space had a shot of a broken reference on the back at 7 fucking heights. Wait. Courtney side. Wait, hold on, I think it's fake too. The cause of death was a spear to the heart. But how he did it then? It's a short moment though. Let me see the other side.
Ready for attacks then. The Kingpin Crimson Underwood Jeremy managed to escape the conviction of the Reaper's trial. It's the first time the Hedge has tried to tackle offense against result then, by the sound of it. It makes you think, it's how the justice system works in London. I think there must be a dark force at work though.
Right.
Hold it! Hold on. So the angle protection is critical, isn't it? So you calculate properly. You calculate yourself personally? Absolutely, sir. The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry it out then.
Oh, howdy, you got rolled though, did you?
Yes, that's right. The point is that the calculation is so complicated even I can make a mistake. Did you follow that brazen confidence? Should I try it? I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. For every possible variable, I just don't understand. How could this happen? Obviously then, you cleared the way that was closest to asteroid at the time, I suppose. Crackling comets. The crack. This answer should be free. So much for safety first. Free must be for safety. For safety third.
On the pulse mars reveals a fatal wound.
Hold it! Okay, tell me that one. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I didn't have to spell this out though. Works tomorrow, sir. I didn't have to spell it out though, but here we go. Just because there were two vehicles there does not mean I'm saying that it has two lives to lose, doesn't it?
Two, right.
But obviously at first, we thought the Bluehead Giants into a spine step in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case.
You got your eyes on what I fish my fishing ship, so you don't burn every few seconds, though.
But we all know it's the ball is back, though. Well, the victims plummeted 30 feet into the glass tower, then. It would be reason to assume that was the cause of death, then.
Right, that's what we all thought there, but it was a red herring, wasn't it? There was a lesion in the chest where he could have been stabbed by something sharp in the heart.
Hold it!
The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. The prosecutor received this report from the forensics investigation team only this morning. Well, that was the first we knew as well, though, so we can only apologize when it's impossibility of following the defense. They're constantly and sincere. Thanks. Right, so what's the nature of this sharp object then? One of the accused tools that we used at the demonstration, though. One is particularly interesting. Is this?
Oh yes, it would be with some kind of screwdriver with it, Carson.
Ah, there he is. My trusted companion, Andrew. Andrew? Of course. Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends that buy my tools. I've never known all, you know. We are one big happy family. You just didn't mean those are your tools then? And it's my flat screwdriver, of course. It's run on Mike, it was a crosshead.
Well, it would appear your beloved Andrew
As a red serious shank. That's his way that tightens it. It's blood though, beyond a reasonable doubt. No.
And that's not all though. The long sharp shape of this Andrew fellow was completely inconsistent with the victim's wound.
Wait. What?
Order. The court will enter his friend as defendants as evidence.
So one of Professor Hairborn's tools is a murder weapon? Great.
So the victim was killed before he went anywhere. This fellow only had one who could have done it.
Okay, where? Alright then. So what ground do you have? What ground do you have for saying that then?
Oh, did you really need to ask her? There are only two possible puppets to experimental stage 2 in front of the whole Robson.
The victim is the only aspender. Accused the professor of Mr. Hairbrine. We know something before the experiment though. The victim was alive.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes then.
Furthermore, on the explosion and the connectedness, nobody went near the body.
In other words, though, only someone at the stage of it.
Wait. Excuse me. Professor Hairbrine, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor. Sorry. I was calculating the optical efficiency electronic separate molecules in the human body. I don't understand is the best place for that. Seems you might have something to say then. About Inspector Graxton's last remark then. Yes, that's right. Of course. He just said nobody else could have done it now, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else would have done to stop the victim, Ray?
No, but there's no way I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Asman, as you say. Aye. It's my place, Professor. Of course, this cold-hearted player may not be aware, I suppose. Humans are warm-blooded mammals. But right through their brains, though.
I heard her.
You surely see. If I punched somebody the size of Andrew in the man's chest, the holes would be a blood bath. No, a blood swimming pool. But dozens of others were watching me at the time there. And yet no one had claimed had seen a swimming pool of blood.
Well, no, I suppose not then.
You see? Not one.
True, I didn't see anything like that. Oh, I think I can guess out. If he starts in that blood, so that means the one we see just currently right now, that's not a person. I think that's a wax statue. Well done, Professor. That was a great counter argument. Order, order. Pray forgive this discourtesy. I would save a drop from my hollow chalice to accompany my old friends Adusi. Uh-oh. What's going on? Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Baroque. I'm not gonna patch on you.
No, you're not.
No?
You neglected measuring one crucial possibility.
I have?
Particular situation, though, in which very little bleeding would resolve on a stab wound. Ah, of course, sir. Inspector, enlighten the court, please. Yes, sir. Where did it go with this? Very well. Your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson. Where is he? The victim was stabbed with it must be left in his body while he beamed through the air.
Hold it!
No, you can't do that. What? Hold on. What would you think, though, Inspector? With running wound, though, it's only when you pull the weapon out, though, the profuse bleeding will occur then. While it's still out in the body, it as a stopper or sort. It won't feel about to work then. I see. You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact then. It's common knowledge for any investigator.
Where's Suits herself when you need her?
If you ask me that, the bloke master what he's doing with the rest of his body probably stabbing his ass in the chest now. That he beamed on this with his fancy device and screwed what he planted in.
I would never such a thing, not my precious tools. Well, never use it for my short dirty work. You only use tools for the intended purpose, though. That's common knowledge, though, for any scientist.
But the fact remains that, like a blood scene is explained, as prosecuted is demonstrated. So that's all the testimony I have to work with, sir. I have no idea the victim has been stopped there. It changes everything. The Fonzie keep it to himself until now on purpose there, to gain an advantage. Oh well, I suppose I can do is press these witnesses for much as possible. It's hot. It's hot? This? Beam to the air. This is the question. So how it works like this. The victim is being stabbed must be left his body beam to the air. Okay, if it's no. No, I know already for this. No, if that thing beams then. No, okay, I think I know what this is. I think I can prove this. It's the last statement here. Right around there. You see the way it was stabbed in the air has beamed through the air. Here's the question. If it's beamed to the air, where is it? Where's that beam? Where's that scooter that you mentioned though?
Objection!
This. No. Let's see this up. Oh, the tip. Right. I seen this in the ship handle before. The same screwdriver was lost in the grills on the floor in the kinetic machine. It's really important information. Should I remember picking out of it? Where do you see the blood here? This is blood. This is the Asmus, no doubt. It's the problem is look at the murder weapon. It's too little. Not too little. No, it's too little. Usually you have a blood stopper, then you'll be gushing with blood. There's no blood on the handles.
Hold it!
Ah, fuck's sake, wrong. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm a bloody idiot. No, I'm an idiot. Oh. Okay, okay. But it's this one. Check everything, all everything. Slap his body when stabbed to the air. Okay, let's just shut it up. Yeah, it's an objection.
Objection!
Objection! It was in the kinetic machine though. Right then. Okay. On question. You said that while the weapon rings in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is it unequivocal then? Look, there was no blood on this moment stage though. Even though those other blood was stopped then. The only explanation was if the screwdriver was still in his body though, stopping any heavy bleeding. It's common medical knowledge, my little friend, even on your side of the world. Yes, but what about this screwdriver? This thing is we actually saw at the scene ourselves on the experimentation stage. What? It was on the floor of the wreckage on the machine, poking through the metal grill. So I went to pick it up there, and the device here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Now you mentioned it, yes. Inspector, where we understand you permitted the defense counsel to investigate. You contravened the Special Dispensation of the Scientific Experiments Equipment Act. No, not all that. I wouldn't do all that now. I said, look, nothing more. I was very clear you want to touch the thing. Yes, that's true. Scrooge was in plain sight on the stage, though. Well, it shouldn't happen, should it? But what are you getting at? If this tool has been sitting in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by a machine, it should have been on the stage then. It should have still been on the stage. Oh. That's right. It shouldn't be beamed across the crystal tower along with Mr. Aspen. It's bound still lodged in the victim's chest. It's cringing me out though. Order, how do you explain this, Inspector? I don't. Looks a bit through everything past the victim's move for his head when he was beamed. The destroyer was still on the chest when instantaneous kinesis occurred then. Obviously, it should be beamed in the position as well. You. Strange situation. Even though the people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific possibility, still buys and argue with the presumption that it actually take place. Right, time to screw up here. My lord, if the prosecutor is unable to explain the inconsistency of his argument, the only thing that can given its response cannot be relied upon. Not fancy get stomped. What you doing? Brian, what are you doing? Do you have something to say, witness?
No, yes, I knew it. It burns out. The equation holds. Mr. Harlow, don't worry.
What?
By not deviating the details, there's no inconsistency.
What?
Even the cylinder had been lodging Miss Asper's chest, though. My trousers would have moved, though, 100 remains really consistent with my calculations, though.
What the fuck you doing? Your thing is just like stress up. It seems your illusion had been shattered, though. Clearly, we should hear the accurate explanation, though. Or should I say, this brilliant science explanation? Just when I found inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Science test. Very well. The defendants will testify again. Provides of the scientific explanation to why an inconsistency has been said by the defense failed to hold.
Indeed, Apollo, I will, my lord.
That's cringy. It's like witness testimony.
The inconsistency explains. To be clear, I'm still used to carrying data in my research, though. My policy states that the kinetics cannot be transported metal, though. That's the metal weapon stress being put. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Harhodo, though, isn't inconsistent at all. The husband was a patron of my research, though. My work wouldn't be possible. Now I do need to put this incredible machine we built together.
If that thing stays put, then he went through the body. Bro, you're a bloody fucking idiot.
The first of your testimony, Professor, is
that the bias in this hypothesis metal objects cannot be moved by his matter of instantaneous kinetics. Then,
in other words, though,
since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it means lodged in the victim's chest, it's still discovered on the stage despite the victims being found elsewhere. It's not an inconsistency.
and therefore,
Professor Albert Halbrine could still be the killer.
Wait, how does hole you see? Wait, you had to make the case should contain subjects that from wood for that very reason.
I'm not addressing you, witness.
Professor Halbrine? Yes? Whose side are you on here? I don't take sides, Harhodo. No. My only age is like holding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist after all. Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examination this testimony, my Nipponese Fred.
Yes, fire it away.
How you do this then? The ink is excellent. Hold on, I need to go to it. I'll be back like 5 minutes. Give it a few seconds. I'll be right back. Ryan back there. I just ran to the kitchen to get some snacks first, though. Give me a sec. I need to get some. Means I'm not going to the kitchen. I need to drink a lot of water. I'm gonna try to drink a lot of water. Especially if you're drinking like chocolate, like eating chocolate or something or something crusty or crunchy though. Oh, sorry. Alright then, sorry about that. Hold it there. And yeah, you returned to my argument while lacking in the confidence in any way.
No scientist can find the truth without first explaining the self-belief. Then, those were the words of a certain scientist there. I thought very high self-esteem.
Cool.
Well, do you realize that despite my arguments put you in a very precarious position, don't you? No scientist should strive to protect himself more than to strive to protect the truth. What was increasing times, you know?
What's causing me great problems though? Who's the scientist?
Rebecca Italian, Sir Herdo. But as soon as the recognizes his name, you were the first to know it then.
It might be worth keeping the name of Idos to mind, right? You're wasting your breath there, my little friend. Remind anybody's friend.
It's got to prevent names like that to my name at times.
So Lord Von Zink really have a friend once, but I think there was health freezing over.
It's hard to stay to connect the transport matter. Those who handle the matter weapon would stay put.
Hold it there. Holding it. So your hypothesis stated it though. So it's improvement then?
No, of course not that. It's been a hypothesis though, but it's a good one. Based on 1,000 calculations so. That's why I know this amount of chemical concept of my electrolysis. Yes, of course, I am right. The cause is clearly correct.
Well, it's just about the recruiting himself that makes this man so happy.
It's another reason that the birdcage went up with there, you see.
Sorry, the birdcage?
Yes, that's what I call it, the sea optostat cage, which is the Aspen was placed for connectors.
Oh, the jail cell which the victim was detained. That seemed to be some timber of some sort.
Thinking of refer as an instrument of incarceration, your lordship. In short, though, any weapon lodged in the victim when it was beamed away by instantaneous kinesis, it would be left behind seat if it made of metal, correct?
Yes, that's it. Yes. And all repairment weapon had to go model.
Well, the ultimate conclusion then.
Is it just the defendant alone has the opportunity to inflict the fatal injury on the victim, is it not?
Oh, indeed, sir.
Someone being on this nightmare. For goodness sake. Anyway, it's consistent. Okay, tell me then. You seem to be pleased by that.
Yes, and that's my hypothesis to holding true. I said some sarcasm there, Mr. Herdo. Are you not pleased?
No.
Oh, Josh, I knew it. At the end of the day, I'm the only responsible for Asperlucci's life. The best is no excuse, though. I know that.
No, you're quite right.
Tell the court, though, do you have a close relationship with Mr. Asmund, though?
Oh, well, no, not really. I mean, I only met her 2-3 times, though. We only ever discussed my hypothesis in the project, though, and research grounds, of course.
But see, Mr. Asmund was the patron of my research, though. Without him, my work would have been possible. Hold it there. How do you come to know Mr. Asmund in the first place?
A year ago now, a small prominent science journal published a little paper about my work.
The scientific journal? Good gracious, I'm sure I need your spectacles.
I'm making an extraordinary hypothesis great promise though. At the time, I had no money. I had to eat a tiny meal at a tiny cafe, drink the water down on my little tiny glass, and... But Mr. Asmund read the paper, he came to visit me in my tiny little laboratory.
And it offers you money to help to fund your work.
Exactly. That was exactly what happened. I count on the theory side of things, so Mr. Aspen provides for the engineer for practical. And the three of us procured a fantastic machine together. Hold on, so the machine you brought to the exhibit to demonstrate? We had to apply the components for some sort of inspection to be allowed to exhibit, I think. I didn't understand all the side of things though, because Aspen took care of all of it then. He was a wonderful man though. I read all of everything.
Uh-oh. I'm really worried right now. Remember, since Aspen was the a gang organization of a gang.
Hold it!
Okay, so when you say you build the machine together, does that mean you were involved in this construction?
Yes. Well, not exactly. I'm not good at practical side of the machine myself though, so physical construction was done by an engineer.
The remains of your creation now. though. Following the explosion, repairing would all that be impossible then.
Yes, I realize that, but still. It's all worked together, all the broken parts there, and it was to get my hypothesis. Mr. Aspen and I told over the machine for so long, we put our hearts and soul into it. To protect our work then. So what about the machine must be kept safe? It's only fair, because that's what an accent.
That's an extended testimony then. Thank goodness for that. I don't want to do any more damage. You're able to prove more you can be the culprit.
Considering his hypothesis.
Still, I wonder. What if the hypothesis is just a fundamental flaw? Could it stay put? If it stays put, wait. Let me see. Like hypothesis of metal, though, that's the most you stay put. This?
Objection!
This. Professor Harebrine, you said according to your hypothesis, nothing made of matter can be beamed instantaneous by kinetics using a machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct.
In that case, then, I'd like to have to take a look at this photograph was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like to pay attention to the victim's face. You can see this ass was wearing a spare spectacles with a metal rim.
Metal? No. Metal can't. That's not metal. No.
We already established the proposed murder weapon with screwdriver was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis is correct, predicted deadly outcome, it should be predicted that the metal rim is medical will be found in the same place.
My hypothesis, no!
Professor Harebrine, it's easy for me to say now, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Thank God. Order. Counsel, what's the implication of this? If on the day in question, the electric instantaneous kinetics never actually took place, then it's certainly possible the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. If that's the case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit.
But my hypothesis sound. I proved the day. There's been one success. There's been proven all my work.
If I could say something here in my capacity, my fellow of the Royal Society. Yes, true, number 4. Go ahead then. As a man of science, there's one thing we cannot abide then. A fraud who pretend to be a fellow man of science, though.
What? Wait, Scott. You say my science is a suspect?
It's just been disproved, though, hasn't it? In front of all of us, then. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from the start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud, then. I should say the wrecks of the machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never. The machine said my entire hypothesis. It pretended my specification of scientific equipment acts.
What the devil, please, your boy?
Who is a dumb rule?
Don't like the way it seems to be going. What's the best thing for me is to help the professor? Oh no, did I do it? Wait, no. Herbert was very passionate about the science though, so he cannot lie. Raise the objection.
Objection.
Objection. Professor Hairbright has yet to perfect his invention though. That would seem the case, yes. But even so what? We used to just trouble to experiment in creating a fake machine to explain public though. He would absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection!
He had all of his reason to do exactly that. For the reasons grants money. Huh?
If the government was foolish enough to deem the man's ridiculous notion plausible, then he is conspirators will receive the handsome sum indeed, though.
Conspirator. What would have been the value? That's a great grant there. £10?
No. You're an order to no two out there, madam. It's £500 a year.
You can sell how much for a year?
Society knows the increase of bogus public demonstration in the field of science recently. Employing a science argument with others to get the large size of the funding cake. People agree it's plenty of motive for murder, though, I assure you.
No. I haven't done anyone. At least all the governments. How does it sound? My science sound. Please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Bardock.
And therefore, the only person who could commit this murder is the accused.
Bardock.
Where is this heading? I have no idea. Lord, if I may.
Yes, Lord Van Zeek.
The prosecution there would like to summon a new witness to the stand.
New witness? What would evidence show their involvement, though?
They were spectators at the demonstration at the exhibition who were occupying the special seats. Eyewitnesses?
Very well then. The court was prosecuted the request. I should very much hear the witness to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. Sparrow was no positives. The accused can finance the victim here on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend. Yes? It's time for you to make your own stance clear. It's clear flaw in the professor's hypothesis, though. I can find see there. But where does it leave me?
We take a short recess now. So during the time that the prosecutor prepares new witnesses to take the stand.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, the court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
It's gonna be a very long case. A hard case to do. You stick 4 sticks. Sorry, cheese sticks. Trial part 1. The trial part 2. To trial part 1. And that's the hardest part of the streamer. It's very difficult to get noticed though. It's the hardest thing. Right, let's see.
Mr. Naruto, what on earth were you playing just now? Or rather, what on earth were you playing all along? My hypothesis, you're picking holes from the start.
Sorry about that.
But you promised me. You proved that Jack explosion was an accident, not murder. You said keep my president from falling into anyone else's hands, so Oh, you're not so fast. Try to undermine me.
Yes, I did make you a promise. You're right. I said that I believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. Well, I also told you I am no scientist, so I don't think your hypothesis. The fact is, there's an unknown flaw in your logic, isn't there?
But if I just run the equations, yes, you see, because my word's incomplete.
Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as consequence, didn't he? So,
Oh no!
yeah, you need to prove that you didn't kill him. Science means nothing if someone died then.
You're right. Well, you're so right now. It's all my fault. I have no right to blame you for my failure. I'm a disaster, not as a scientist, but as a human being.
Well, that might be a little over the top.
We're on the subject here. Except here. What about Barak though? He's been awful though. Claiming all university friends to be a murderer, you mean? He's a disaster, not as a prosecutor, but a human being as well. What no? Oh wait, he is the reaper, is he? He's not classified as Homo sapien anymore.
Well, that clears up. Alright then. Okay then. Can I double check something with you?
Yes, what?
The machine and demonstration you prepared though, they were based on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved, right? No tricks?
I drew the plan for the machine with my very own hands. Every line I basically tried, my firm belief is it's only the future. So yes, it's true my bosses haven't reached maturity yet. But please, Mr. Haruto, you must believe in it though.
Right, Professor. I understand.
Also, defendant. The prosecuting witnesses are ready to take the stand. Class 1 meeting section again. Make your way to the courtroom, please.
Okay, so we need to prove it now. It's all hinged on that demonstration, though. If the professor's hypothesis is sound as he claims so, it leaves him only the person could possibly kill, only person that killed the victim. On the other hand, Mr. Holmes was adamant. The practical implications for I forget what he sounds like. I forget.
Rather,
So, the practical inclinations attempted by the professor and a great exhibition is quite impossible. Impossible. So really, so really though, what's should I be trying to prove here? Trying to prove it was false, or prove it wasn't a murder? Well, there has to be a trick though. If Herobrine says it's true, it's true. So something is going on.
Right. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceeding of this court now. Will the counsel for defense and prosecution, are you ready for your new witness to testify?
The prosecution's ready, my lord. That's it for the defense, my lord.
Alright, so, Lord Von Zeke, ever did the next victim answer question on their own eyes?
Indeed they did. And as luck would have it though, one of them is a police detective. So testimony here can be considered really highly relatable. Perfect, a detective of all people. The posting stance remains unchanged though. Though it was ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. And consequently, Slow purpose for the opportunity to have committed this act of murder. It's the only individual who have been presented on the stage at the time, the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution position is clear then. So, bring forward your witness now.
Bailiff, show the witness in. The witness who possibly on to the incident of the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally. Who is it? You? Witness here. State your name and occupation for the call to hear.
Oh, my name is Balthazar Looney. I'm an investigator on the hot air balloon vicinity experimental stage.
My name... Oh, the fuck is German. What got this? My name is Wilhelm Gottfried Sigmund or Armstein. Wait. His name is Wilhelm Gottfried Sigmund or Armstein. I come to see the exhibitions all the way from my home in Bohemia. I'm very rich. Oh, it's been until Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective, even Mr. Grazer. I was on screen that day in the exhibition, so I got one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Gina? Again?
But she didn't mention that she'd seen the accident from up the balloon, actually, did she?
And she clearly lost every minute of it, though. There were three balloons flying near the public experimental stage when the incident occurred. Then, two of these witnesses were wearing the balloon at a time. Saw the events unfold from the sky above them.
Well, to make it sound like the cloud zone, but it's only in the outer stairs of 60 feet. Very low, though.
Wow, you can't holy shit, holy beast. It's like saying oh, you can't hear nobody if fly too high, can't you?
60 feet, about 18 meters then.
Thank you for your introduction. Now, you will give your formal testimony for the call then. Can you describe exactly what you witnessed, especially for those who had the vantage point above the stage?
Let's see. Hold on, what's wrong with your bandage on your head though?
Well, it incident terribly, though. I'm pretty grateful my balloons were not damaged, though.
Because he's banging on the stage, and then next second, another bangs us outside beside us. And sometimes he smells the keys appear on the doorway.
The case, it felt like a stone, like it crushed on the crystal tower then.
I didn't get a good look inside the case, but no one went in after the crash of the tower.
Wait.
It was extraordinary collective accounting, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in the way this testimony said I have not heard any mention until now. Specifically, there were 2 explosions, right? More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. Tell me where is it? Right. When the demonstration began, the balloon carries 2 witnesses was around. Here, in the middle. Right here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time. Carrying another passenger as well, to be clear. Boom. Then, the power supply in the machine demonstrated the first explosion occur. Right. The so-called birdcage containing the victim disappeared from the stage. And a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. And the birdcage appears at the sound of an explosion, so quickly to plummet down to the crystal towers.
I was very surprised. I was case prepared for my eyes. Is with the person inside. Look, this is so hot. I don't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide. Yeah.
Okay, you go. I have more balloons I have.
I still have a lot of money.
That's flexing.
But Presley, who is this curious infant?
I'm told that he's a very young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to still unnoticed into the great exhibition.
Yeah, I'm here in London to drive to see me in my elementary school.
What the? You had the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
Do we really need that? When I did my maths, this is what I liked.
Oh, yes, I see. A lively face, I'm sure.
Yeah, how do I say so?
Great disguise then. The point is, though, the testimony of this witness further substantiates the facts in the court then. Namely, despite ending an explosion, instantaneous goodness was successfully demonstrated now. Furthermore, until the arrival of the police, though, no one approached the crystal towers where the victim fell. Therefore, the only accused, whoever was Mr. Aspen on the stage, could possibly commit the murder. Yes, thank you, counsel. Her properties and views are quite clear. So, the defense cross examination now, please.
Yes, my lord.
Take it one step at a time and get everything got. Let's see. It was an incident, Chris. I'm not grateful. We're not damaged.
Hold it!
Oh, no. There were 3 balloons flying above the experience space station at the time, I understand. Yes, sir. See, all 3 of them, though. My baby see me by me. They are very popular, senor. The some people pay £10 for one ride.
£10?
There's one with a new striping.
£20 a month. That is my pocket money.
Why do you have all the luck?
I got all that for free today. I work for the emergency police car that I know.
They have all the luck. They're so popular. Why do we operate in such a small number of balloons, though? Because I have too many in the Skynet. They could crash into each other. The operator balloons were decided by lot there, with each of remaining in a particular area. See, the zone of conspiracy stage is the most probable. The only impression is though, they hate me. Thank you, witness. I did call this clear generation of the balloon exhibition, though. Perhaps we could hear more of what you actually witnessed of the incident.
Right, I give it right here, my lord.
Oh, fuck, I don't want to speak godly voice.
We see us bang on the stage, and then next another bang on the side beside us.
Hold it!
Okay, I want to hear this one. So, you actually saw the accident happen from up in the sky, right?
Yep. In a way, they will detect what do, eh? I'll tell you all that. With the lines of a long name, you should join the force so we can go flying together.
You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway. Well, could you tell us exactly what you saw? What do you think?
Obviously, before everything, because we're not before.
The dodgy clubbing stays in the cage at that dodgy professor pulling on the levers.
Like when it happens, that's when the other massive bang in the cage disappear. Just like that.
You understand the moment of the subject's body when it comes by electricity, I believe.
I don't know what's made of it though. But it wasn't on a bang. Right in my ear. So I look around, there was a huge grey fireball right next to us in the sky. There was nothing there before. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Mr. Doctor, does your memory date have differs then? My teacher is gonna say that we meet something there for the first time. You should always use your full name.
Yes, what was it again?
Wilhelm Gottfried Sigmund or Einstein.
What the fuck is his name?
What the hell is it? Wilhelm Gottfried Sigmund or Einstein.
I know that's the correct one though. Yes. Just 4 names then. The point is though, do you have something to say? Someone had response to Detective Lydia's Lestrade's last remark, perhaps?
Oi, get it right on it.
Inspector Lestrade, man. I think I have the problem how I trust him at the moment.
That's not what. That's not what I saw.
Oh, so you something very differently then. So that's what you saw then.
Yeah, they were also expect an explosion because the right beside our balloon. That is true. But I'm sure that's what I said, you know. Why made this button there and the next massive explosion? Mind you, that Patrick could say that something else is speaking. You don't ruin nothing to rap. You still had to go was awful life imaginable.
But now I'm a huge bother to be so full of joy.
Here, I got money. Let's see. Just before the second explosion happened to our balloon, I could be witness. A green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon?
You what? I never saw nothing like that. I saw it. I said I did. I will complete the console of cry and scream. I see through. He Prince, you cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
Wait, hold on. Wait, balloon. This balloon? Wait, by balloon, you mean this one? Let's see, a Tompius canvas bag with rubber around the stage experimentation. Yeah. On the edges. It's this one. Is this the one?
Plain British rock.
Queen British or something.
What's Scottish like?
No, it is like.
Sorry. Just plain horticulture are there. Typical.
So then the author who likes to remind people that she works for the Her Majesty Police. Look, geez, young man, I must ask you to make your from I'm very fucking time right now. So ask for your formal testimony then. In the interest of the current relations between the Great Britain and Bohemia.
It was not this guy that exploded. It was a green balloon that 6 hours at a time.
Hold it!
A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I'm from Bohemian Prince. All the questions that may be boring.
I think you mean bored though.
Ugh. It's very annoying. The language becomes far superior.
Not all. It's all very on the line.
Why?
Fibers never explode. The same reason the balloons never explode. It's illogical.
Please tell me it doesn't mean logical. It's always Bohemia.
Why die?
But the army is shooting up some balloons on the sky. All of them. Yeah. Here's the money.
Okay. Here you are there, Your Highness.
Wait. Now the peaceful relationship has been restored here in the courtroom. Perhaps we can turn to the testimony. Do you also see the moment the case materialized in this saloon?
No, I did not see the explosion myself though, however. The keys fell to the stone and crashed into... See, the keys, it fell to the sky like a stone there, crashing into the tower.
Hold it!
Hold it there. Did you see it actually happen though?
No, in reality, I did not. I thought after it hit the tower then.
There's a grande confusion on the stage there, so I tried to see what had happened. I was terrified for the idea when the balloons had to crash. Suppose here his livelihood.
But when I looked up in the sky, all my pressed balloons were still up there.
It's hot, eh? I was hot slamming into the tower after all. After all, I'm a detective now.
Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade.
That's what here.
Let me see. I think in the case but no one went near the crash of the tower.
Hold
Are you
it!
sure? What was it you keep the order keep the people away?
Hey, lose your head, alright? Alright, who could happen, mate? I was up the balloon, wasn't I?
Right.
So the course I wouldn't have available, it was the boss who had legged over there. It was getting a shove and kick over the better panic and spectators there. It's trying to seal off the scene. It was a start to behold, I can tell you. Amazing.
46 Craxon.
Well, anyway, I'll come to see the cake was caused by all the smoke. But I didn't want to say, to be honest, I was scared I'd be weeds.
Get together, Inspector.
The prosecutor reasserted the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was some kind of switch around trick, so? It means the Vic was never on the stage in the first place.
2 explosions won't anyone to reach the panic for sure. I think you need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Wait, this is the one I think. It's a green balloon. Can I ask you a question there, Bohemia?
Objection!
Is this balloon? Ah, no. No, wrong.
Fuck's sake.
Right.
It was not this guy exploding, it was a green balloon that's next to us at the time.
Well, like so, crash into the crystal tower. Look, and crash into the tower. Oh, it's not these sounds, right? So we need to figure out this is a false thing. So 2 are statements, so. Wait, hold on. What is it? Even see, can it be teddy bear? I was not good with my balloons. Not damage. By damage, you mean? Can I ask you a question? By balloons, not damage. You mean this balloon?
Objection.
You mean this? You mean the green balloon then? It's the balloon. It's the balloon in your testimony there. Using all 3 balloons that operating at the time were undamaged, right? See, that's correct. They've been caught in the explosion, though. Could have been terrible. I wonder. You might know what's this is. Oh, I think maybe. See, part of the balloon. A bird piece of fabric there with an envelope. Sorry, the envelope. Hot wonder. That was the last round part of it, which comfortably filled with hot air. With a very thick fabric like with rubber, though. You do not want to rip it in the sky, though. I thought this piece of cloth was running an experimental stage. In other words, it's the golf testify. A green balloon did explode that day. Yeah? If all the balloons in the sky above the experiments belongs to you in the saloon, then your statement has been all undamaged. It's going to contradict the evidence. No. If the balloon was bought that day, why did the man say so then? Well, the ball was someone's killed then. No, having to submit 10 whole pounds for the experience. How awful. Seems to me that's cost 50 pounds there.
Objection.
The incident connected occurred then, but after the explosion on the stage there, the point of the materialization shifts into the location occupied by the balloon. Causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently possible. And unfortunately, in a traffic accident though it were. It changed nothing about the prehensive fact then. Hold it. This, I cannot accept. Why not the saloon? Because then I am a liar. The person died of the balloon incident. There's no need to get fired up there in the saloon. The victim was sold a fatality that day. That's right, I prove it. Boss Salu is not a liar. There are no such balloon in the sky. It was not possible. You're saying it's impossible? Why? This caused more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons were operating that day.
Objection.
No, I don't know. We can't ignore the fact that nobody had known everything about this other balloon until now. A lot. The defense got a further testimony from Mr. Loon. I concur, though. There's clearly more truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative to clear up the fact to issue that this fun symbol, I feel. Witness, you give us some very testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition. Oh, grazie, my lord. Again, I get water. Again. Okay. As I said, the butterfly was no liar. Everybody in the sky has gone safely. All the rumors are getting passengers. If they fell under an explosion, what a catastrophe. But you can't get away with the fact that you're bad a bit of cloth around the scene, can't you? Look over here, reckon you probably some debris through an explosion on stage. Mr. Grasso is mistaken. My balloons are red and blue cigar stripes anyway. So the question is, whose balloon is this then? So you're associating that the balloon this child saw was not the one belonged to you? Sí, exactamente. Even if you saw the balloon in the first place though. I don't like the sound of it though. It's very bad for business. A good mind is to the land of Bohemia. Does we see five back? Ivor, all of four. Oh no. Again. There you go. What happened to all out war? Snow doesn't appear to be lying though. Give me a sec, I need to plug. This doesn't appear to be lying though. But that just is a testimony and the evidence are contradictory here. If defense is unable to find fault with the witness's statement, the court must consider them the truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend. The situation clearly changed now, though. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may cross-examine the witness, though.
Right then, Mr. Loon's balloons then. As I say, I was just not a liar. Everyone will have the sky landed safely.
Hold it!
Hold it there, let's see. You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe? Senor. I might not notice I gave you 100 lentil and one was missing. But we're not about 3 enormous balloons, sir. Even there, I can make a mistake on something so grand and expensive. I took a liberty that has Inspector Gregson checks gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says total of 3 balloons.
It would appear an overstatement if it made then.
Surely Mr. Dropper has seen such a menial task then. What, me? I tell you what, I told the boss. And he's thinking like me can't come off the two. Who's it ain't true? The boss won't have say was out to go himself in the case. Andre was a craftsman for
Hold
hotel.
it!
So whose will was this then? It would be quite catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On the note though, Mr. Loon, tell me, what's it keep these balloons in the sky then? Like an idiota. Sorry? That is like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright. It burns bright because it fly. What else? Ha ha ha. Stunning for I don't know. There are 2 types of balloons though. There are 2 types of flying balloons, hot air and gas balloon. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cool air, where gas balloons run by the gas that louder than air. See, my balloons with a magic gas, I believe. Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive.
Good lord.
I do not permit the smoke a cigarette in my balloon though. The magic fire does not light fire. Even a small spark of static fusion could cause a tire balloon to explode.
What's the matter, you senor? What's going on? Come on, it's espiono, it's espiono.
It's all you want to say is explode, explode.
They will probably say, they have to be or I cannot eat. No, I will explode that day. I am completely sure. But since thing what happened though, you must show me proof.
Right, so the 3 balloons, if none of them were damaged, then why was the one explode? But you can't get away with on a bit of cloth to find the scene, can't you?
Hold it!
Right, see. I was surprised to find a piece of ferret seal at the scene, actually. Do you use this area on the station to look for clues? Oh, I'm not depicting stuff on the ground on me. Always look up when better. Better down in the people's pockets instead. Not so much for the new career path. Mongy, the boss is on his knees picking all kind of rubbish on the floor. Thing is though, the cage went crashing in the Crystal Tower, didn't it? That's when the most investigating what's going on. So, I have some thought about some Scotland Yard looking out this as evidence though. Oh, listen to you. You stumble across a better balloon and could catch your best investigation in the world. Pardon? Well, you ain't caught a part shot, have you? Oh, this one. I'll give you a rest if I want to. When would it pass her? Come and take a bit. There was some kind of squashing on the ground and we had an investigation. What do you mean? The goblins are probably constant wreck explosion on the stage.
Hold it!
Hold it. There's considerable damage to the stage and surrounding areas, wasn't there? Yeah. Now, some of the cults that were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. But on the old Kardashian didn't need a little bit, I haven't considered that though. It seems that there was a great panic after the incident occurred though. Nevertheless, dude, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson gets my repercussion though. Let me stop a fish. Let's stop me his fish and chips, eh? The man's so pleasure.
On this matter, describe a balloons like nothing. Niente.
Hold it!
Do ghost balloons, right?
You mean the color is wrong?
See, Lord. I don't have green balloons in my warehouse.
And yet this creature's found the scene. It's mistakenly from a balloon then.
Well, I don't know how can it be.
For sake of argument though, let's say the green will explode from the stage though. You could have concluded it happens on the day in question, right? Why not? There has been recreation balloons flying over Hyde Park operating from before the Great Exhibition then. One could explode something earlier than unfortunately to a degree though.
You believe it has been made some early balloon incident that predate the exhibition?
See, Cemente, the signor doesn't stop for one of my balloons. He doesn't. Wait, hold on. Excuse me, we got a little boy there going on. It's not as wrong, Master Golf. It's Master Run High Golf, right? They come for it. It was on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, something's very wrong. That's what I saw. There was a green balloon here. Swear it. I swear over Bohemia.
This was my picture light up. It changed nothing. But I give you balloons anyway. You don't have the evidence, ragazzo. I must tell you the best to punish you, eh?
Perhaps we left this judge comes with a punishment, right? Evidence? What's the evidence?
To give simple explanation, a young man. A photograph, for instance, sometimes will prove that what you claim, though.
But what did you see so sooner? I have the photograph here.
Good gracious.
What? I have not been up for the virus. I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs of the Crystal Tower, the SUV, the street in London, the hot air balloon, the balloon. At that instant, can I experiment? Do you take a picture of that? Yeah, some pictures. Really? You really did take one? But all I want is around a balloon because I'm not interested in one experiments.
Oh god, shit.
Oh my god. Can you show that photograph then? Of course. Then you will see. You will see that I'm not lying. What I see was a green balloon. Let me see. What the hell? Wait, that's a crossbow. Well, I'm sure you're too soft to speak.
Yes, I did the songs indeed. What, young man?
So, you perhaps you cannot see the rack of the green balloon, so you see photograph, but... What? This is not my fault. It's the fault is to be killing the camera. That's only one very Bohemian sounding cry.
Very well, the call says photograph 7. It's photograph.
Let me see. The photograph taken by Golf while he was running in the balloon. It shows another balloon which he cleans its green and exploded the moment after he took the shot. It's not my fault. It was the person who made the camera. Well, never mind. I'm sure you're plenty one of us supply memories for you though. In any case, what do you think? Well, there was the day of the big explosion. You don't say. When I pressed the shutter release, there was a very loud bang, and the whole hot rods from my face. That means this photo was taken the split second before the explosion occurred then.
Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changed nothing. I'm gonna give a flying fig.
Lovely language you pick up. As I thought, this balloon doesn't quite add up though. Yarman's Raheem claims to see another fourth balloon, but this balloon denied the possibility. It's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken now we're in the air. Still, the thing must tell us something, sure. This. Wait, what was this? Shot to where? This?
Objection!
This. Right. Unfortunately, the photograph must have got to can't tell us the call the balloon. Well, they can tell us something else. Something crucially important. What? It shows the picture of the balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
Oh my goodness, you're right. I'm sure all the balloons have been carrying passengers, right? There would have been no sense in otherwise.
See, that was the pressure for seeing the view. I would have flying with passengers.
Which tells us the picture of the balloon isn't one of them. So where was it on that day? There was a fall balloon in the sky above the experimental stage. The mysterious green balloon.
Oh, nothing. Niente.
I gotta tell you one thing.
It's the balloon was not getting passengers.
And it was supposed to start one of mine.
Objection!
No. There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you can't look, though. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition and managed to operate the balloon in the saloon without him realizing.
See, c'est competition. Interesting my profit.
Do not notice that because their experimentals went on the wrong stage. This fall balloon exploded on the very same moment that the aspect beam was on the stage below.
Why? So the straps fell to the ground after there was a laugh and squash marks.
They didn't come for the stage at all.
That's what bits balloons were raining down. Well, no one was in there. See, they get no attention.
A mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers silently floating over the experiment stage.
Objection!
This photo shows nothing more then. A stray balloon carries no one and operated by someone with a trader. Clearly has nothing to do with the case then.
Rather eludes me, but I must say,
The court seems evidence had an ample customary already. The budgeting calls for the trial to be concluded. Oh, you want to conclude the trial? Really? Have we really gotten the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors are made up and not in our favor. What Azimula can tell us then? Is there nothing we can learn about this book? It's more. Where's it aiming? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Do you don't know your decisions yet? The photograph must have off. Meanwhile, we can one more vital clue. What's that?
A vital clue?
Objection!
Well, we passed the point of impossibility then. Time for definite now. So tell us the cause then. What exactly does the electric clue the photograph proves? The cause of an explosion. We can't really assume the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
That's right. So it's not my fault.
Evidence though. Because of the boat key was kinesis magic, flying materialized everywhere it's been flying now. And the balloon is a fire of hydrogen though, instantly exploding ignite then. Objection? No, that's not what happened there. What?
Being's photograph require a closer examination though. Cons on the fence, you will hide the location which caused the content.
Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. What's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have. Anyways, leading to an unbelievable conclusion. The clue to be suggested really is this.
Take that!
This. The sign in the photograph can only be described as miraculous then. Well, if you look, you notice a bright white line appearing pointing directly at the balloon. Which like real light is exactly on the film.
I'm afraid I've not seen all of the sort then.
If you look at the magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of the bright light really is.
Goodness, what is that?
Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Golly, do you think it might be lightning?
But it could have been from the final day, though.
I would even be looking at a fire.
Or the fire, answering the balloon like an arrow.
Indeed, to my aging eyes, look like it would be a flame of sorts. Oh well, I just got.
Oh yeah, thanks for the follow then.
Construct the balloon.
Objection!
Absurd. The balloon could be 60 feet above the ground at a time. Hold on, let's see, Mike. No thing could possibly reach such a great height.
Protection.
Actually, it's my opinion, though. The particular evidence was found in the scene reveals how exactly did that happen, though. What evidence? Well, if such evidence exists, though, Consul, then for goodness sake, present it, man. Which evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame appears to have driven from the balloon? It's an arrow. Can we show? No, you can't show this, though. This.
Take that.
That's a crossbow. The true nature of this curious slim streak of lightning is revealed by this. I'm curious also though, what a slim chance would be the correct one, I feel. This is a violence and has an audience now. If that's our marketing is pointing way. Ah, for fuck's sake. Is it this then? Oh, the backs. I see. There's also a lever here. Yep. What the? What is this? It's just like a cross between a crossbow and a gun. I think it's probably used the same thing too. Crossbow, a weapon found hidden in the tree under the experimental stage at exhibition ground. Turns out to be a folding crossbow. Well, that is actually we need. Let's try again. That's right, this part. Yeah. It looks like it looks like you wind this around, you know, draw a bowstring back and create tension. You was able to find out a huge amount of force with this device then. In fact, I would imagine it's more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. I have no idea where to pick it up as well this exhibition ground.
Take that.
It's this then. This is found hidden at the foot of a small ornament tree near the scene. Good lord, is that a crossbow? An arrow dipped in oil. Is that a light could have been shot from this weapon? Sending a flaming arrow straight in the hydrogen-filled balloon. Are you suggesting though that the crossbow wasn't used deliberately?
Honey, you're right. String of lightning looks like a like arrows done it.
Then, the explosion of the balloon, it was very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow, igniting the hydrogen gas inside of it. Uh-oh. Let me see. Okay. So I'm accused of instituting by yet to play Great Chronicles. I'm getting a beat thanks to you. Thank you. Well, you're welcome though. Hold on. So you're welcome then. Order, Council. There's an extraordinary supposition though. If the angles caused the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why they're going to happen now the question. The noise of the discharge, of course. That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Yeah, if you just shot the gun excavation on the ground, it would have caused a real panic.
But with the big explosion, there's going to be panic anyway, no? Why would... I don't like this though. Wait, hold on. Something's wrong. Like I'm safe though. It was weird. Why am I getting lagged? I shouldn't please to find a plausible explanation for this. But something feels wrong.
Objection.
Do you understand the implication of what you're saying now, my Nipponese friend? If the flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously would have exploded though. If the bird case appeared from the cloud of smoke and then ensues.
What? Wait a minute. What are you really saying in there?
I don't get it.
What's the bird case beam up to the sky after all?
Or what? Goodness me. It's falls. Now I understand. That's what the sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance. that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I see correctly there, Council?
There's no going back now. The horse has bolted. Let's see. Alright then, okay. Alright then, let us assume as I said though, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On the stage though, when the experiment was started though, the birdcage had instantly connected. Kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At the moment though, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing green balloon to explode, drawing attention to the sky above their heads then. But amid the smoke, a hidden birdcage appeared, falling down in the crash into the crystal towers. I do agree entirely plausible. But why describe the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out on that day?
Good grief!
Yeah.
Objection!
He's not gonna admit either. It's ludicrous though. What you describe now as a science experiment now. It's child's play, a combustible display of stage magic. So, Mr. Holmes and I are saying that experiment was scientifically impossibility. In which case, it's the only way to explain what happened that day. In any case now, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the crystal tower. In the instant condition didn't take place, then how do you explain that? If I put the US there as a mathematic myself there, but the pattern of discrepancy can easily be explained by some simple deception. True number 3? All that we need is the doppelganger. Someone looks very similar to the victim, Mr. Aspen. A very anonymous piano 6 in front of the show. A body double. Yes, of course. In fact, the Aspen had been inside the birdcage that was considered inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything inside of it would have been scattered to the four winds when it explodes. No, whatever embarks as a risky venture then.
Not necessarily. The explosion forcible in the gas will very much depend on that mixture ratio.
Number 4?
The fine balloon is rarely filled with pure hydrogen though, but filled with other gases such as helium as well. The helium is O doesn't explode though, but the control gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered then.
The mixture's ratio?
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns though. That will be unavoidable. But not to such an extent to render the whole opposite scenario impossible.
So everything that happens can be explained, logically and scientifically. The explosion of engulfed on the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all by an elaborate deception to make it appear as instant kinesis has occurred then.
Well, goodness me.
And we accept that is what happens though. It means the victims, the Aspen, was never present on the public experiment stage to begin with. In short then, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant who was on stage in full view the entire time. Thanks so. It's to be a very hard prosecution to counter. Lobanti can currently maintain the professor's hammer as a suspect now. Oh no. Hey, bro, what are you doing? It's you. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. But, Professor? But you can't stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Sorry? What's this all about then, Mr. Hairbrine? Alvin Hairbrine, can't I confess? No, are you kidding me? No. That it was me. That is the only aspect. What the hell are you doing? That's me, my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver. What the fuck are you kidding me? What are you doing? Ah! Order.
Abandoned. I swear in the sun and confession.
Objection!
No. Foxy, no.
That's a Herobrine. What are you talking about? It's what I've said all along. What's been my hypothesis? My press machine.
Stompy's not right.
You said it was all tricks. It was an elaborate prank. But what's your proof? You had a similar machine and you wanted to prove it though. Then it would be all over. My hypothesis will be laid bare. I mean, the dignity of it.
It's clear you drew the plan of experiment, but you didn't actually build it, though. It's quite considerable what you would do, Professor. If you just let me, I could...
Barok,
Yes.
I cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Ensure this is it's ahead to protect my creation.
You kidding? Pray forget disgusting for the founding of my hallowed chalice at this critical juncture. Here's to my learned Nipponese friend.
What?
And his upcoming attempts to clarify the defense position in the light of the accuser's confession. Do you tend to firmly assert that experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, despite interpretation for Science Equipment Act, a protective invention will cease to apply. The prosecution would demand a rigorous examination of the machine involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge the machine is genuine and experimenting on the victor's murder, any chance in investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved. Crap. Well, counsel, what is the defense official on this matter then? What Professor Herobrine, my client, actually asked of me was to prove the explosion was on stage was an accident to protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. To protect my client's life to say his innocence, but all my client's request to see him condemned. Either way, I cannot by betraying his trust. You've been silent long enough then. Isn't talking your trade there, my learned friend? Or hasn't all the knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind? Kidding me?
Sir, hello?
Escape here. I had to make a choice then. It's a possible one. If I give up something, but on what? What's that? Oh no. You kidding me? I had to choose. What the hell's going on? So two choices to have to choose. A trick, but his experiment is going to be ruined, or a scientific invention, but he'll be guilty for this. No way. Remember, if holes in iris is impossible, it's impossible then. It's a trick. I won't say that. I can't say it. Wait a minute, I can slow him down. What must I give up on? It's not a question you must ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? Was it Suzuto? Suzuto-san. But Suzuto takedown. My first takedown in 6 months. We talk later, Sir Hado. Now, we must concentrate on the task at hand. Which is working on what we give up on. So, which is working not to give it on, but which can I protect? That's a Herobrine.
Yes.
Yesterday, you told me the science is pursuit of the truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too.
Yes, of course.
And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Assman. I think you come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? Your experiment machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind is what you both pursue now.
Ah,
So, you finally open your eyes. What? As for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend assertion, don't you have something to say?
Burrow.
Fonzie.
Gosh, I never heard him speaking like that way before.
I didn't figure out to do. I'll tell her.
In truth, there's one thing. Something I remember that's of relevance.
What?
On the day it happens, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding a crossbow.
I beg your pardon. So he did saw something.
Professor,
Did the man instinct you features? What did he look like?
tall, taller than me, and thinner than me, with straight hair, straightener, and wider than mine. Let me see. One lens in me, a monocle, rather stylish, a black monocle. But one thing in particular helped identify the man. You see, I know him very.
Oh, it's that scientist that you inspired, right?
After all, he's aided with my invention.
What?
He built the machine? That's right. It's the Azure Distance a year ago. He's a man by the name of Anok Drabba.
Anok Drabba. Does the name mean something? The mountain tracing's Floster. Not the name any scientists wish to hear. The man's an abomination.
Not that any journalist to hear it either.
Who on earth is he? I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of nature I heard is sent to its circle in connection with that name. The time of flamboyant experiment turned out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascals of the garden research grants money.
And Medusa needs some money there, and I had to destroy to do his underhanded tactics though. Some acquaintances of mine with experiments such as these have mentioned Anok Drabba's names before.
I've heard it's both an engineer and a magician though, and yes, we're dealing with a man with unparalleled confidence trickster here. That's Anok Drabba for you. So that's why he doesn't want to admit. There's a baby crying at the window.
So it's true then. My inventions, my great machine, was just a grand illusion. Considering what you just heard about Mr. Drabba's character, sorry to say this to sound increasingly lightly. Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted that the machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
This is why you're opposed to being investigated, I presume.
I did hear that the machine wasn't so many detail its destruction would kill my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want to happen, so at the same time, I knew it was found nothing more than a trick, that it was deception. That everything I worked towards it, all my research and all my dreams, were all will be over. I was terrified at the prospect though.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine was built, and the true nature of Mr. Drabba.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drabba were working together to use your machine to means a fortune required the resistance grants money.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I I put all the levers and turned all the tires in exactly the way that the driver had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what's happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to prosecute and submit the necessary paperwork to release your inventions from the protection afforded by the Special Dispensation of Scientific Equipments Act?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
Ah, but it's not over yet. Well, it appears it has suspended the proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zeek.
My lord.
The court has newly made aware of another party who is involved in the matter is critical.
Yes, Mr. Drebber.
Get information about the man, if possible. I should like it to serve with a subpoena then.
With pleasure, my lord.
No, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
When we reconvene though, I feel looking at one thing and one thing alone from you. Evidence. The defendant is innocent of the crimes for which he stands accused.
Yes, I understand.
Good. In that case, the cause adjourned until tomorrow morning. Need to pee. But not yet. Oh. That's the best I ever done it. Or... Right. I feel so sorry for Herobrine though. So he's so passionate about this time. He ended up being scammed for it. Water again.
Mr. Naruto.
Yes?
I'm so sorry. What's wrong? You're right. I tricked you. It just me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how do you ever come to this? I'm so sorry.
Wait, hold on. Do you really have no idea, Professor? What is the driver really up to, I mean? What he was really constructing?
Naturally. The machine was embodiment of my hypothesis, though, of my hopes and dreams. I completely failed it, though.
Alright, in that case, I won't say anymore. Okay, now sadly, the accusation is against you still stands so we must do as much as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much for frustrating me.
Okay. And throw those back then.
Sorry for arriving late this morning.
I don't know how to do female voices. That's the only weakness I got.
Arriving late? Did you receive my postcard though? I do let you know when I arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I can open you, Runo. So it wouldn't be a surprise. Well, did it work?
Well, surprise, alright. Why she threw me into the ground?
Oh dear, sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out though.
Maybe we could just stick to more traditional displays and emotions in the future.
Sneezy's training was late in London starting this morning, you see. Oh, you made coaching me to whip the horse hard so you didn't miss the whole trial. I was watching from the counter for a while. In the end, I feared I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you did it though.
Oh, me and my cycle give me strength that I need to win.
So I'm delighted to see you back in London.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruto. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So what brought you back then? Did Professor Mikotoa not protest?
Let's leave all the conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? You know, having one of my most special blends ever meets because of such an occasion. Iris, wonderful. I can't wait. So the dialogues about London. It's hard to describe how happy it made me feel at the time. Despite my elation, our tales were about to take another extraordinary turn.
And to be continued for the second time. I'm gonna put a start limit on that thing. Originally I want to do the whole thing one shot. But I did one time, and I think it was like 8 or 9 hours, one case, from start to end. Oh no, I need to go to the bathroom a bit because I drink too much. I'll be back about 5 minutes, I guess. All right. Right, I'm back though. I'm just trying to get a lot of glass of water, and it turns I drank the whole liter during the stream though. Hold on. Take a little snap just in case. Oh, cheese sticks. Crunchy cheese sticks. I'm trying to add some of this cheese. Give me a sec. Very cheesy indeed though. Okay. Oh, we're back then. We're back. Our legal constancy. The same way it is added though. Oh, that's true. It's been too long. Didn't see the slides though. Been some 6 months or hasn't it though? It's just a long time to think. It seems so familiar then. How did you know you might return? Wonder everything as you left it then. It has been some 6 months, it's true.
So is your father right there, Susie? What happened?
My father?
Oh, yes, President Gatoba, I mean,
Was half a year ago when we went back to Japan. Oh right, in 6 months. I forget though. I thought it was short though. It's not telling you to see that he was falling ill very high fever for some unknown reason.
that's right. So I'm surprised you be coming back so soon. Surprising, but happy.
Alright. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you though. I think it was all a trick. My father's in fine health, but I'm obviously very relieved though. About that. Well, we're all delighted to have you back. Well, it's quite an accident I've been able to return to Europe actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium. Interforensic... Wait, that's the same symposium that Longstrona mentioned. Anyway, I read safe and sound, and all that matters though is here now. So I haven't fulfilled my promise to you, Iris.
Oh,
Right, I forget. You must tell us everything. Wait, you must tell everything happened while you're back in Japan. Right.
it's the cost, I shall.
And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter particularly grabbed my attention. About you know who. About Kazuma. You know, I'll tell you what I can. Right, we need to go. Okay, we talk about Giselle Brett. So technically was murdered then. Giselle Brett, the woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. Murder of John H. Watson. Not Wilson, because of copyrights, I remember that. It's Giselle Brett. That's the name I will forget as long as I live. But the extraordinary thing is though, it seems that the name we should all forget. Wait, sorry? Since the incident of government intelligence service were investigating Miss Brett, but it turns out the ace woman with the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist. Wait, didn't exist, but how can it be? It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. She was a visiting eater. That was a front. A front? Who? Or who was she then? Miss Asin. The name of the challenges it says about her. Asin. Assassin. Wait, assassin. Her name is Colonical Assassin then. Nobody knows why. I mean, how he came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's not even as a foreign student anywhere. What could a woman been up to? We really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she has some business in our country that we don't yet understand. And now she's been killed. But all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. Right, so, Ashin, who on earth was she? Why do I feel though that I heard that name before somewhere? I want to see the call records again. Oh, it doesn't say his name though. We didn't state it. Okay. Alright, what about Cosma you mentioned?
After my friend's race trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something's very strange.
Oh, I know.
Me and my memo. I know the truth. I know we had a hand when it's all on. It's its fate. No, he doesn't know anything about it. They know about the guy in England. They say he died on the Steve ship. And he never...
And he got interrupted by the judge, right?
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. Later on, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked what's going to say about Kazuma-sama.
But what do you learn?
After he died on the voyage in the Great Britain now, his body should have been unladed to the port of Hong Kong and passing in some stuff there.
Should have been?
Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It's just disappeared.
Wait, what? Kazuma's body vanished?
Our government tried to cover the facts up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliff of my hometown. Except Kano-sama isn't there.
Did Professor Mikatoma know about this?
Do you know? Yes, it seems that he did. But he didn't tell me. He's still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
Wait, so my guess is that mysterious man is Kazuma then. Because it only makes sense though.
I just don't believe it though. What's the cute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden?
Wait, what about the mystery then?
Thinking about it now though, some of the things that happened on SS Borea were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we?
Right.
Could it be that he's actually still alive?
Don't answer, though.
It's too much to bet in. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about that possibility pains me so very much.
Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Hodo. When Kazuma-san was discovered, though, Mr. Holmes was there, wasn't he? Does Holmes know about this then?
He definitely examined the body, though. I remember it clearly, though.
Oh, you're right.
So if Kazuma hasn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Holmes had lied to us. There's no reason why we would possibly have done such a thing. I suppose it's true, yes. The idea might be alive somewhere. I was filling with hope, but I can't let it though, because if it turns out not to be true, then I'll be pecking the ball on the pig of despair again. I'm terrified what might do to me. Oh, Sato.
No, she's giving an idea that sir. It still isn't what we're talking about after all. So I promise you to push it now. No, we need to talk to Holmes about this. Which channel is this one? Wait, I didn't guess this. I think where's the loop? Here. It's on the second resolve, episode 3, The Return of the Great Departed Souls. It's this one right. You want me to type it out then, Finis? Thank you so much. Ah, okay. What the Forensic Science Symposium? How's that is? Let's sort of mention about something about a symposium too. I think it has a different investigating authorities from 4 different countries to attend. Yes, from Japan, my father and Justice Toku have been invited to. It's something of an honor, I believe. Well, Professor Mitoma is doing experimental forensics from a central country after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, do you say? Yes, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Chizoku. You might Mr. Naruto. I was here in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. Oh, right. right, I forget. Charlie Crystal, you were accused of murder. Ah, yes, I try to think of that as a possible turning point in my life these days. Oh, this one. Oh, sorry, I missed it though. Well, it was just Yutoku who presided over that trial then. If I'm perfectly honest though, I'd be happy to see that I never had to see that man face again in my life. But, well, anyway, the father was invited to the symposium too. He agreed to return to Great Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month though. But well, I couldn't wait. So I played with him. And in the end, he agreed me to go on ahead. And that's about the symposium, right? Seeing though that Lockstraw has put an awful lot of work to make that happen though. It's obviously very important though. Maybe it is, yes, but I understand. Lockstraw organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping to buy the tune the exceptional results. He got the job of Attorney General. The most senior position in the British justice system. So he's hoping this power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what the father said anyway. Apparently it was Lockstraw's lifelong ambition. Does President Mikitama know Lockstraw personally then? I wonder. Actually, Lockstraw gave me a long speech about this very subject only yesterday. I saw I lost the will to live early on, and I didn't really listen to it much of it. I'll try for you. One last thing left. Let's see, when I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I would allowed to return to Britain though. But curiously, after the offer trial at Supreme Court, all this move changed entirely. The awful trial? Oh, yes. For the murder of Giselle Brett, right?
Ooh, you dressed like a man then, didn't you, Susie?
Oh, well, yes. Since Warner forbidden in the courtroom, so I had no choice then.
Amazing! Was I a teenage hero now?
Yes, I suppose so.
I want to play him in a lawyer now.
Wear a false mustache, maybe. Mustache. I don't think it moves to hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There's something I want to ask you, Mr. Stowe. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikitama summoned you back to Japan, right? You say your letter was something to do with the conviction's loot we found in Natsumi's lodgings, right? That's right. The very last collar with the words from the emblem B embedded on it. Seems Natsumi could join the collar report he summoned to his time in Britain. I think what the father saw report though, he turns white as sheet. Well, what would that be then? Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stays for 6 years. I can only imagine something might have happened during that time. He refused to tell me what it was then, so I intended to find answers for myself. And I decided I, for one, won't keep anyone's secrets then.
Oh, Susie!
I'm getting very sleepy. I'm gonna head to bed. Let's see what's this. I'm getting pretty sleepy. I'm gonna have an okay then. Okay, good night now. Yes, thank you for the amazing stream. I will tune back very soon. Okay. Alright, thanks. Okay, so what's the next move we have to go? Wait, Zen. Picture? Oh, thanks. So what was the next thing we had to do? We're not moving though. We get all of them. So we need to present something. What about the crossbow? This was used to shoot down the balloon, wasn't it? Yes, with a flaming arrow though. It's more formidable weapon. I'm quite accomplished with longbows myself, you know. No, really? If you were to bounce an apple on your head, Mr. Naruto, I'm quite confident I could hit you a good 50 meters away, though. Quite confident, you say. Does the ever has to be on my head? Okay, so we go to evidence with Suzu then, specifically. So, do you see this? Yes, you can expect your eyes, Naruto, but I'm afraid
Nothing to come to mind at all. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what exactly, really.
How about the picture? No, no, it's not the picture. That's not it. Autopsy report? No. Wait, can we suddenly move right now? I want to change the schedule timing a bit though. Originally was morning. I want to change back to the afternoon then. What's this? Here? Oh, we're trying to boil the stuff, I see. I feel wrong, so I hear a little bubbling away though for this. We are playing logs there. It's not like we have to worry about paying the gas. Well, the fresh air when the fire's burning though. You gotta give it close, it's cold outside. It can be life or death. Why the freezing air is a matter of life and death too, if you ask me. Oh, well, here's the next cup of tea to warm me up later. What's the next move? Oh, Iris, I forgot you were there.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote real stories based on my father's notes. I wonder what Hurley creates exploit too. I call it the Howl of the Baskerville. But then there's a whole forbids you from publishing it, right? I put a manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it though. So now we know anything about it now, apart from Hurley and I. For some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
Right.
It's on a Baskerville.
How would he know that?
And you wouldn't tell me, you know.
I make a promise I was supposed you wanted, didn't I? I think it's time. Oh, right. Alright, so you really tell us what the hell is the Savannah Baskerville? Okay, of course, I'll drink right now, I have to. Go all up and drink up. Okay.
Well then, I'm sorry I had to keep you for so long, Iris.
There it is, the Hound of Baskerville. Baskerville.
See, it was a complete by accident I came to know the Italian manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan, so I was cleaning for the studies and I saw something in his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box was written in English though. It read, "The Hound of Baskerville."
What?
My Baskerville story? Of course, I have no idea what it was at the time. But father came in.
Tutu, what are you doing?
Oh, father!
Did you look at those papers then?
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Well, put it out on your mind though.
Sorry?
Forget you ever saw that, and certainly don't tell to anyone else about this. Do you understand? So why were he then?
Oh, but there was Irish manuscripts during Japan, right?
Wait, I think I can jump this gun here. If we got the father, I forgot his name now. What's his father's name? I forget. It's Pikotoba something. So I'll call his friend Mikotoba. So Mikotoba knew about this as well. So and Holmes was the one also kept a secret. So my guess they were partners before then, during the study times though.
No, I have no idea. When her eyes mentioned about the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. So I never guessed then that it was the unpublished account of one of Holmes' exploit.
Huh?
Exploit? When I returned to Japan, I asked father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions.
There's no sign of the big box in his office then.
That's really I know about it though. I know that I had a very good reason to be secretive about it. Still, I made up my mind to myself to both of you. Well, Thank you for being so honest, Susie. I got a little high pitch. Still on her though. I'm ready to start investigating what you are. So I committed every detail of the case to memory. And Isaac told me about the story happening at the Waxwork Museum as well. So you fully abreast the situation already, Mrs. So I expect nothing less, to be honest. One thing of first part should be investigating is the Drebber. The end responsible being the elaborate machine was used in fact as an extraordinary trick. Yes, a conjurer of some sort, by the sound of it though. Well known in the field of science and magic. Then we go arrest him. Well, yes. He mustn't know the truth about this case, so I agree we really do need to find this man then. Sounds like the case of tracking someone down then. Just jump at the police, or like a detective. Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time though. We need to start right away, I think. Good idea. Well, best of luck then. Oh, you're not coming today? I'm going to Brixton Red shortly for the herbs market. Let me know you got on there, won't you? Alright. That was a little abrupt though. They pull out a herb like it must be strong. No. Okay, let's go. The question is going to be the experimental stage, mental spell, was got a long case. So I want to change the schedule time for this, and I found the best time for this then. Originally it was morning. There it is. I can't commit morning because I try. It's very bloody difficult. I need to find an energy for the right time for energy. The problem is I feel lazy when I stream. Not bad. Oh, let's see. I was not here. Where's Holmes? So it's not the case to go then. We need to go to either experimental stage or experimental stage. Let's see. It's the 20th October, the Great Exhibition grounds full of the Crystal Tower. What the frick? I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean, but it's really packed there today. Alright. Did I see Leskar playing with the dog? It feels like it's been taking 2 hours to make our way across the crawl to this point. Has it? I shot my brain knows I really knows, to be honest. Gosh, I do really have your absent mind sometimes, Sarada. There you are. I have a feeling you lost your monster long before. Wait. Holy son, it's like there you are. I have a feeling you locked up with Shard amongst long before long.
Oh, this guy. Oh, it's Tobias. It's Roxanne. I'll see what it's like. But there you are there. I have a feeling you lost it with show your monks before long there. No, that's too not too low. Like this now.
Oh, Inspector Roxanne. Amnesty has been happening as usual.
Warm greens to you.
I do hope you've been keeping well since the last we met then. What's on the ceremony? Just so excited to court this morning then.
Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman that's so loyally to your side there.
Oh, why, thank you, Inspector. How good for you to know this then. He might be rough on the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart then, I suppose. As you probably guessed, we're hoping we get to see some more, right?
Right, well, the young trade don't gentlemen then. Oi, get over there, Gina.
He's playing with the dog. He seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably given a traditional East End training. Gina? Suppose officer now? Amazing, isn't it?
Well, she's cooking actually. The heart's in the right place though.
Anyway, she got a detection bug, if you ask me.
I think she's following my footsteps nicely.
What do you mean?
I've been transferred though. I've been transferred though. It's time for me to see Toodaloo to London.
Oh no, really? Wait, that's with Sun, isn't it? I have no idea. What? Why are you going to be posted then? We come to see how you get along then.
No.
Not likely now, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind the trip to France, they asked me.
Wait, Christy, you going to travel to France then? To France?
I'll be working the Paris Police Prefecture now. Shouldn't be the right up my alley.
But France? It's a totally different country. I don't understand. Look, why you be sent here then?
That's the way I'm not with what, sunshine. Don't go poking your nose when you're not wanted then.
Albert, you're gonna be Mr. Fish and Chips, right? You're gonna eat nothing but crepes though. And baguettes too.
I'm trying to take the kid with me when I go.
What? You're taking Gina to Paris?
Well, I can't leave her alone there. Who knows what I'll become of her.
How is he worried when she slip it into her hands in the people's pockets and purses though? I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing this her though. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. I forgot. So that playing this back to his minds too, isn't it?
Oh, anyway, I'm imagining any elders to Gina then, so don't go blabbing.
Yep. That's like,
anyway, I'm imagining I'm Mr. Gina then, so don't go blabbing there, you hear me?
No, of course not.
I've got to kill the divine diva, see if it's down there. It's all this over there, at least.
Boy, did you just call me a blowing diving diva again? How is he? I know what Courtney sounds like. Oi. Oh, did you call me a blowing diving diva again?
So you heard that, did you? Right, well, any questions about the scene, you can put that to my cable to tap to diva here.
That's a diva here.
Right, you hit the boss.
It's about the distraught Johnson here now. Suppose we're keeping my words not to mention. Wait. So, Gina, you got a new dog, have you? Who is it? Kissy. Is he right? Toby is the name. Oh, delightful. That's absolutely adorable. Yes, the dog does seems lovely though. But it's not too lovely as Spectre Gregson that plays on my mind, to be honest. Wait, hold on. What's this? What's this on the floor? Here's a scotch on the ground, you mentioned it. And here's a left green balloons envelope. All can know is the balloon was exploded on the day of the incident. Oh, that's supposed to happen, Brian. I do feel sorry for him that he's drinking a shit like this. Well, someone was supposed to spell it, as it were. I can't laugh at this picture up. Ouch! I'm a bad person. Wait. So I have a quick cold up. Right. Gina. Well, we're actually hoping we can investigate the scene again, though.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. As you're on here to think it's about what you like.
Oh, it's alright, is it?
I'm gonna be playing with... I'm gonna be playing with me and your friend here.
Ah, yes, Toby. The machine exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I would actually see it now, if you don't mind.
Sorry, now. Sorry, you can't go down there, Steve.
Oh, right.
It's like I told you all yesterday, even I ain't allowed to get that rag. What's it called again? The reason I'm supposed to touch it was the special dip.
I need to read so it's the special dispensation for the equipment. Really, it's a long ass name. Let's go. The special dispensation for the scientific equipment app. Is that what you're thinking of?
That's the one. That's why a lot of them are allowed to investigate then. What they called again? The forensic or something? The forensic investigation team? Is that what you're thinking?
That's the one.
Yeah. isn't it the case the special suspension has been lifted? I think so, but I don't really get it to be truthful with you. You're supposed to get permission for some Bergquake or some other false, I know. What was them again? Lot strange, something. I'm not sure if it's quite right, Gina. I think you meant Lord Strongheart, perhaps. Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Probably he's always watching the town or something. So when Lord Strongheart express permission, we can investigate on the stage. Right. What's today's strolling then? That's great, man. I had a great laugh then. It was a great deal, I mean that. You know, being a call not spending the whole time going around about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in your previous court appearance, didn't you? Yeah, all they make it hard for me every single time at all. I'm just doing my job, Gina. Well, something else gonna get my next a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed the dog for the possession, the doggy professor and the dodgy experiment is what sort of fix. The dodgy professor, you put it, Gina. It's Neruda's client, though. Yes, and I'm sorry to wish he hadn't, though. It's a boss I feel sorry for. That isn't impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to rest out of the curve, ain't he? No time for tomorrow and all. Oh, this sounds like... He's a... I'm not used to using different accents. I can do the... Accents are simpler. Accent. But Pacific was a hot saying like, he's supposed to rest out the curve, ain't he? He's supposed to rest that curve, and he doesn't have tomorrow at all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Trouble, you mean? Oh, not Trouble. That's the one. Yeah. The police are looking for the mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess it would be. He put it too much on the boss, you asked me. He's giving a headache. Oh, headache. Oh dear, but I wonder what is it actually from all the fried food then? The engineer's whereabouts. So Scotland Yard's trying to track down Mr. Enoch Trevor then. I wonder if any luck then. It's really funny, look, you got 2 eyes, we don't watch. It's not a glance at the picture of him earlier. I mean, did he picture for nothing? The old ever got it. Sorry? Who? You know, the Scotty Reaper who got the clogging down the glasses to the old blood red bronc. Ah, you mean Lot Van League, right? The old habit has on me at that cough. They don't know what he always calling about mine. He'd probably be pretty good boss if he goes. So you'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee? The way I see it though, if the choice is between a cheap guzzling detective or a child glucking demigod, your inkling is better with both. That's it right. I haven't thought of it like that. Glad we put him on to bed. Anyway, the point is that everyone's a yacht because they don't sell to find that fishy engineer. But we don't see there's no clue to go on. So they're stuck. So nothing leads to Trevor at all? What about Toby the dog then? What do you find a little mud there, Gina? Why? No one got flaming red, although. That's slightly overreaction, don't you think? Ain't he on bottom right? So if he's all here they put it. Oh, yeah, the motherfucker detective. Sorry? I get the proper title for everything. His chief is just to tell me to you. Nor is he an Inspector Gregson, is he? Seems like police dog, is he? Are police good dogs now? I heard they've already been used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a 1% sense of smell after all. I have a fairly good sense of myself that has happened though. I can tell the undergarments to be freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. That's nothing compared to the fact that although. Really? I wanted to know what the boss have said. Once Jamie here got a good way on the drawers, he can take the scent to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean he can swim? Naruto. think you may have missed the point by a rather wide margin. I just can't believe this little dog has such incredible skill. I'm telling you, Otto, there's gotta be more and more dogs entering that bit for the police in the future. Yes, I agree. Right, one of these days they'll be blocking ourselves a lot, not the other way around. Oh dear, sorry Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much. Well anyway, whatever you think about that, it's obviously that the very first police dog. I found him down at East End the other day. Somebody had chucked him out on the street.
There you go. She knew she lived it from somewhere.
Oh, you're just a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To cheer into animals.
Wait, I need a piss. Oh, look, I need a piss. I might drink too much water. Say when I drink too much, I need to pee again. Wait, I need the fast word. I need to pee. What time is it? 6:10 p.m. I can use this I can use this for my auditions then. So I like voice acting and I like the visual novel part of it. Oh no, I'll be back listen, I'm back. I'll be back in a minute though. Right, I'm back though. Right, I'm back though. Okay, I need to. So I think it's about 6, so in about 18 to. Oh wait, hold on, wait. My mic's going off for some reason. Okay. So it's 18:13. So it'll take about. So I want to end the stream at 6:30 p.m. or 18:30. So. Wait. What am I meant to spell then? Right, there it is. Meant to spell.
Oh boy, new one is called to have the forest. I like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Be a confectionery. Be scared when she creates sweets. I can't understand that. I was looking forward to the reunion after 6 months away, but there's no signs of Holmes anywhere. That's strange. It should be here investigating the adoption of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we have to come back here later. Wait,
Wait, what do you mean it's gone? Let's see. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it's not here either. What about prison? Let's go to the prison room and talk to Enoch to find out Enoch drop. Oh god. Oh no, he's really love his size so much. ENTST, blah, I don't know what the bloody is. What's he doing? He's why the whole system called mathematical equations. He's still running more. Professor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Oh, Mr. Hunter. And who's this young lady? My name is Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Hunter's technical assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, we've already met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical there. There's been no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here has upset you. I owe you apology too, Professor. I didn't mention the when I promised I wouldn't call this morning, though. No, oh, no. The whole thing, whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been complete and utter clocked. Professor Heilbrodt? Why have you been working in your cell, though? Oh, you see, that's how embarrassing. He was suddenly struck by an idea, you see. I certainly had to write it down. The one I had in my hand. The new hypothesis? Science surpassed survival in senior kinetic, maybe? No, actually. This is actually my autobiography. Your autobiography? How I Diddle and Fiddle by Albert Heilbrodt. I thought I could represent my art virtues with art numbers and ambitious simultaneous equations. Really? I'm gonna have to pay all the loans I took for the kinetic machine, you see. I'm gonna be this for next month. Part 1, the art birth, the art upbringing. You can't be the most optimism, that's for sure. I see, well, for now, would you mind talking a little bit more about the case? Oh, yes, of course, I've been working through the numbers, I was fiddled by a pair of them. My assman and that aloof engineer, Trevor. We're not gonna have to sit through the explanation of this crazy, not are we? Right. I need more water. Fuck, I need water. Give me a second. Lucky my fish. My room has a fridge though. I'll be back like about a few seconds now. Oh, give me a second. Oh, not again. I need to buy weights for my microphone boom arm though. It's gonna plop up again. Well then, everything I believe it's turned on its head there. My research, Mr. Assman, the kinetic machine, the kinesis machine, hypothesis even. I'm sorry to come to this, but there's no real other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public, though. No, of course you didn't. When I called this morning, I realized something. Oh? You've done something wrong without knowing it. It's just done something wrong, illogically. It makes no difference if you are aware or not. No, it's a poor excuse. The boy still lies with me. Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. But Barnes did. He believed my hypothesis. I think that was just an excuse back to the particular establishing case. No. Barrow would not do something like that.
I'm sure he genuinely believes it though. Did he? Do you understand now? Why was he decided to take on the prosecutor in my trial, I mean? Van Zeke's motivation. Okay. After the terrorist trap there, nobody would believe my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecuting service, not any lawyers even. Lies even. I feel like that's some kind of finishing blow there. If anyone in prosecution had taken the case, it has been anyone other than Barrow. I'm sure the prosecution did my hypothesis to be complete and utter nonsense. In that case, in case you to confront yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would be far fate worse than death for me. But Barrow insists that I'm a proper man of science to start to finish. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But this extremely kind-hearted soul had spent all morning trying to paint you as a murder, didn't he? Well, admittedly though, the part of an analysis appeared to have some flaws in it though. What about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with this kind-hearted soul idea? What about Mr. Aspen then? Do you think he set up to trick me or something from the very start then? Sorry to say, but it doesn't seem likely, yes. When I first met him though, he introduced himself as the wealthy financier. He looked over the papers I had written, and it's in my word benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was not induced that he's not empathic. But in reality, he was a master of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it. The machine was essentially some decoration for some stage magic. It probably didn't require a large amount of investment actually. But the scale of it though, is just a small trick. It's very elaborate via deception. Oh yes, I'm full of hope about the Boris ideas. What a deal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it then. When it was like a very legal part-time work to try to earn a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all that, only to be taken by a complete fool. It's too fun to believe. It is, I agree. Oh, my phone's gonna say 10%. That's why we had the finals responsibility of reading the justice. The assets no more, of course, which only leave only the engineer. Not Drebber, right? Drebber the engineer then. Let's see. Is he an engineer or a magician or a swindler? It was about a year ago this asked him for Drebber to meet me in my laboratory. And I met him many times and discussed details about the kinetics of the Genesis machine. But nobody did any inkling with this illusionist, right? Oh, he definitely was an illusionist though. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge, though. There's no question the man is a genuine scientist, but he's only appearance in conversation. You see. But the wretched to see you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him, bring him to justice. I don't know what clues to give us our whereabouts. Hey, right, you knew something. I'm sorry, we only discussed the kinetic machine, nothing else. I don't know. Although just once, I did visit his workshop. What shop? Java's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he can use my great machine. Oh my god. Java, you know fucking where is he? Why? Why didn't you mention this before? You know Trevor's workshop? It's every just might find a man there. You didn't tell me. It's workshop. So you made the Joe's piece of work then? Yes, it just once to you understand. It was an enormous place they were planning to really construct a condensed machine, you see. Where can we find it? We had to go there at once. There's a good chance to find Drebber there. Well, yes, definitely. But I'm sure, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have no idea which is at all. I'm sorry. I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded the carriage the entire way there. He blindfolded you? Was he taking any chances then? Look, it's incredible. It was a pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil units was very master. The very French machine oil was obtained in Britain. These gravel sent all this imported oil. People of you across the world should forget their secret from Flair instead. Wait. What do you think, Mr. The all-day machine for your next birthday? You know he's any kind of perfume this heard though. I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even the power of the workshop address, Pastor. You don't have a business card for the driver, for example? The man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Was he? The man was really cautious, so I'm sure he would never. Ah! There, he gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look. What? Let me see that. Throw the NXT to the wind. Why don't you? Alright, let's slow down. Enoch Driver, engineer. I'm afraid that's all I have to say. There's no address though. No. Oh well, I can say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. No address. Wait, can I see? Wait. I want to examine. Where's that card? Enoch Driver, engineer. What's that splash in the back? It's like smudge here. This presses machine oil. At least possibly. Because a Hairbrand mentioned he has about the oil that the driver used, didn't he? His name was supposed to import the very high quality oil that's imported at in Britain. That's right. Importantly, it's more fragrant than fine perfume. Excuse me for a moment. No, it doesn't have any scent at all. Don't worry. I think there's such thing as tiny amounts on there. It's on reverse. What about you? No, I don't care. Not it. We're not close, I see. What about this? How could this have happened? You must have been awful though as a man losing his life, and because the town was getting damaged too. I know what happened. I know what happened being that. That? The day before the demonstration, I had usual meals with Frankfurter in a hotel restaurant. When I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings, too much to change. But as they were saying, I just slipped the out of my pocket and I'm staying here now. The virus is my own doing. But for this. For scientists, he's some very logical anecdotes though. Long and illogical. Yeah. What was the best idea to go? We can't dispel prison. Office? Oh, that's not Strongheart. I guess she's one of the. She's ready to alter with the British Supreme Court Lord Chief Justice Office. Oh, who's that standing beside Strongheart? I wonder, I've never seen her before. Oh, there it is there. Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, understand? And you strongly tied government into disarray as a result. Oh, you mean the Professor Hairbrand experiment? A shared science has been demonstrated in London's great exhibition. A country made to look foolish, and now the police are scrabbling to respond. Lord Von Zieg is in the Whitehall we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely blamed for having this taken in. Despite his presentation,
prevent this investigation scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic team will be moving in and deal with the scrap metal in no time.
Scrap metal now, is it? Until later then, Lord Strongheart.
Yes, thank you.
Who's that lady though? Who was that?
That was Dr. Courtney Syfe, a Courtyard esteemed chief coroner. She's laying the forensic investigation team handling this case. She was just delivering her report now about the victim, in fact.
Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman.
Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concludes, though. If you want to know, you have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensic laboratory.
Ah, right.
Now what we're here to see me about. I can give you about 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So it's not running quite so spectacularly late in anymore. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this part of it after we're done. I need to know what my limits for this. Truth is, I can do as long as I want. I need to correct it correctly for this.
What exactly is the forensics investigation team that you mentioned before?
The British Empire Police's force must become the most explanatory in the world. For that to happen, it's fair we embrace the forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensics investigating team a year ago, and now unofficially, of course, to pave the way.
Goodness, a year ago?
Next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Right. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of the full-scale forensics division. Once that happens, the Division Attorney General will be mine. The criminals will suffer dearly.
What do you mean?
For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidences and bribes. But none scums about to round up the burn in the fire of hell. I intend to see personally. By creating the finest police force I've ever known to protect our honor and our future. Look at his eyes. He means every word, though. Dr. Sykes is a pretty reliable coroner, though. When I officially establish the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it with my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of symposium, Miss Mikotoba.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, though, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I'm seeing you right at the beginning of next month. Are you acquainted? Are you acquainted with Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean.
It was many years ago now, but yes, I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well.
Really?
Oh, right. Oh no. If my memory serves then, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact.
Mikotoba was a young practitioner of the forensic science though, and Shidoku accompanying as a young promising judge. The Portuguese likeness and politeness of Japanese, and the time presenting us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or callousness on your part in any way.
I didn't think that you were though.
Dr. Mikotoba studied forensics at one of London's largest hospitals. The Stick Steiners, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Sai was also there then, as it happens.
Then Dr. Sai knows my father, does she?
Yeah, she was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their path crosses regularly. But I got no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikotoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total.
6 years? That's a long to study abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went to overseas for 6 whole years? It was rather turbulent times at home though. Oh? Perhaps my father wants a reason to get away. What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time, though.
Okay, now what about Lord Von Zeke? Loud and boom. I want to ask you something on Lord Von Zeke, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by Mass Mariners, the Professor. He targets nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are thorough a lot there. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say that it was the very incident that gave the rise to the Reaper.
What? Why?
When his brother, Clint Von Zeke, was murdered, it was just after a young Barak there that graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When the obvious criminal who gave the Veda conviction in the court started disappearing, the rumors quickly spread through the capital. London started to say whatever Barak Von Zeke went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind.
Oh my word. So Lord Von Zeke isn't a Reaper, it's the ghost of his brother?
Ever since the time that he became the very aloof figure in the London's legal circles.
Oh yes, Lord Strongheart.
Go ahead.
It's about Professor Harebright's experimental machine. We'd like you to revisit some of the remains if possible then.
Are you well versed in science, then?
Not in the slightest fact. You can say I was barely aware of the subject all until recently.
Well, the specialist in preventing investigations from the timing is currently being annulled then. In a few hours, Dr. Sykes' forensic team will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the records, as long as you touch nothing.
Thank you. Thank you. Being able to experiment nothing. And I'm able to see it too.
Your time is up. You have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We're sorry to have to travel with you then, when you're so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in the preparation for the symposium, though, you understand.
Okay, I think it's a good time to end the stream for the day. I'm really satisfied with the voice one though. Glad to know this then. So I'm going to end the stream for the day. So tomorrow, technically tomorrow on Thursday, originally I'll do morning, but I wanted to change the whole time to doing in the afternoon. Not because of, hey, I like it. It's gonna be much easier for my energy to do this. Because I do morning, I'll feel like I want to sleep a lot. Nope. So that means I'll be putting the schedule as early as I can. So that means I'll be streaming the Great. That means tomorrow I'll be streaming the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and Yakuza 5 in the off. So tomorrow I'll be streaming that in the afternoon, and maybe on Saturday we'll play Yakuza 5 in the morning for this thing. So this is Orange to the Witch here, and see you tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, whenever I have to find the right thing to do this. See you tomorrow afternoon for the stream of the Monster Hunter Rise. So, see you there and goodbye then. So see you tomorrow afternoon or morning, whatever it calls it, whatever I feel the right fit. So see you tomorrow.